Uncle Fred, tell us about how did you get into music? I know it started at a very young age.
Well, I was born into it. I had no choice. My father was a musician, and all my people they played piano or sang or something, in church. And so it was just natural for me to play piano. My grandma was a piano teacher. She taught me how from the age 3, I think, maybe 2, to play the piano, and I eventually got into the commercial part of it, and I was into jazz. Jazz was a big thing with me. I wanted to be J.J. Johnson. You don't know who J.J. Johnson is.
That's before my time. Wiz may know.
He's the best trombone player, jazz player in the
I know.
world. He's real good, real good. Uh,
Huh.
he was real good. He passed away a few years ago, but he was touted as the greatest jazz trombone player ever. But I wanted
Uh,
to play
uh,
jazz, but I got into this funk thing, and seems to be working out pretty good.
well, you had to follow your nose, huh?
Yeah, yeah. I guess so.
You know why? Because all he could do was sit in that room and play. He couldn't
Yeah.
go skating. he couldn't go. He couldn't go partying. He couldn't do nothing but play instrument. Right?
And didn't want to do nothing else, but didn't want to do. I fell in love with the
He
horn,
fell in love. Yeah.
and I practiced all the time. I had the horn with me when I wasn't practicing. I was thinking about practicing. So uh, I'm blessed. I'm blessed to have a career laid out for me. So
Wow.
that's how it is.
That's nice. I'm glad you coming to the winery. When did is this a tour or this just spot dates?
It seems to be a tour. Everybody.
Oh,
Uh, the guy who books it. Um, what's his name? I can't think of his name. Oh my goodness, my mind is kind of old. But he seems to be booking a lot of wineries, and we enjoy the wineries are real good. They take care of the band real good, and they have a big auditorium and where you can play it, and so it's a nice thing. And I like that too. You feel a really presence with the audience. Rather than the
Yes.
big audience, you just play the music and hope they get it way out there. But you see it on their
mm-hmm,
faces, and hear it in a tone.
mm-hmm.
So I prefer that too. I really do.
Okay.
You make
You
more money in the big arenas, but you have more fun in the smaller places.
Exactly.
Yeah.
co-
Exactly.
I'm gonna say this. Coming up in the era where you came up playing music, with the people you played for, and hearing the applause and the whistles and the screaming and everything. How does it feel today when, let's say, like you hit a solo or somebody do something extraordinary to the for the audience, and you get a kind of a silence or a low tone clap because everybody is videotaping you with their phone? How do that feel? How do you what do you really think about that?
Well, I used to really get upset when somebody recorded the show, but now that everybody does it, everybody has a cell phone. These they're not valuable as they used to be, since everybody has it. So I don't mind it. I really don't mind, and I like for people to have the memories of the performance on their cell phone, and they seem to enjoy that, and so the audience enjoys it, and I enjoy it too. But I hope they put the phone down long enough to really get into the show, because I have an excellent band. I stole the
Oh, I
band
bet you
from
do.
I stole the band from a lot of good musicians, and so they like to be heard, and I like to be heard too.
You want
He
to mention
stole
some of their names?
he
He
stole
said
the
he
Yeah,
bro.
Well, Bruce Cox, the drummer, he played with Sonny Rollins and J.J. Johnson, and
Whoa.
the keyboard player, uh, Coleman Wilson Jr. He played with Ruben Studdard. You heard of Ruben Studdard, right?
Yeah, the singer.
Yes.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah.
Yep.
And uh, the trumpet player played with Bootsy, and of course, I played with Count Basie and James Brown, and so the band is really set up to be an eclectic band. The guitar player Reggie Ward played with the SOS band. In fact, he still plays with the SOS band.
I
And I'm
think I remember him. Okay.
yeah, and
Okay.
we have different saxophone players, but the band as a whole is a good band. And like I say, I stole them from a lot of good people. Like the bass player played with Stanley Turrentine.
Mm,
And Nancy Wilson.
Whoa.
You might not know, but they're jazz players that can play funk. So we'll have a good time. I guarantee you.
wow.
You'll enjoy my band.
He ain't
I'm
coming to
older.
play.
I can't do it like I used to, but all of us together, we put on a pretty good show.
Dang,
Is
Wiz, I had
is
an idea, but it probably not gonna work. We can't bring the baby mothership on stage.
No, no,
We can't. He built one. He built a grandbaby mothership.
really. I like to
yeah,
see that.
yeah.